This is Three Beards Media. Real talk, no filters, no scripts. From sports to culture, we say what others won't. Turn it up, lock in, because it all starts right now. Live from the AKC Andrew Downs Studios and powered by Revelton Distilling Company.
Welcome to the B-Side Boys Rugby Podcast, a Three Beards Media Network show featuring your hosts, Mr. Gray, Philly V, our international correspondent Eric Nichols, and Sam the Hendoza Hendricks. Whether you're brand new to the sport or a longtime veteran, we're glad you're here. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Take it away, boys.
All right, and welcome to another episode of the B-Side Boys Rugby Podcast. I am Mr. Gray.
I'm Philly V.
And I'm Sam Hendricks.
And we are now a part of the Three Beards Media Network. So thank you everybody who has been a fan of the show. This is episode 179, but for some people, hopefully episode number 1 now that we are with Three Beards Media. And, you know, hopefully we're getting in some new algorithms, some new feeds. So, yeah, I'm Mr. Gray, and then Philly V and Sam. So, Phil, you were saying, too, it started with you and me over on the other side of the garage with just a laptop and Javi and using the laptop speakers. And you looked at this and you're like, we've come a long way, maybe too far.
I know, I'm saying, we've gone too far, we're in too deep now. It's okay. It's all right. Change is good.
No, this is awesome and super excited to have you guys. So what we did, and for people who've listened, and maybe it's been a second since, you know, we've kind of told you what our purpose is. Why do the B-Side Boys exist? Why does this podcast exist? The number one thing, we want to bring people into the rugby community. It's fun to sit around, drink beers, talk about rugby, have a good time. We want to invite people into that community, that culture, a lot of former athletes, a lot of current athletes. It's just a really fun place to be. And it's a fun sport to watch. It's a fun sport to coach, to be a part of. And a lot of people, they don't know. You know, it's so hard to find information, whether it's stories about the college teams, the high school teams, top players, the international team. So we would always have people asking us with our men's team, the Wombats, you know, hey, I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know this was happening. And I was getting annoyed, and I'm chronically online. And Phil's like, oh, we should just do a podcast, you know, middle-aged white guys with beards, like,
it's a good demographic.
Yeah, I mean, it was the natural thing. So we wanted to take all the stories of rugby, put it in one spot for you to find easily, and over the course of 4 years, it's evolved into this. We're now live streaming high school and college games, and just really getting more involved in the sport. So that's what we're all about. We just want to make it easier to find rugby information. We want to bring people in, and also the last part, sharing stories, interviewing people, getting to know their stories. You know, Sam, you're the newest one to join rugby, and I feel like it's been an easy transition because, you know, the community is so welcoming.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's what sold me from the start. I mean, you guys, you know, it's much different than every other sport. Every sport can kind of have its own toxicity. This sport, there's very little. You know, everybody loves each other and they, you know, care about each other. So I think that helps a lot, that you feel love coming into a sport that is very physical, a lot of testosterone in a bunch of these guys, you know, a lot of egos clashing. But honestly, any team that you pick when it comes to rugby, they all love you. They're just happy that you just showed up. So,
well, and speaking of testosterone, the first thing Phil did when he saw the camera set up, and the fact we have two cameras, you notice like we're all looking.
I know. I'm like,
what was the first thing you did when you saw the camera?
Well, you didn't have to bring that up.
Well, you can do it. Do it. Do it.
Yeah. I didn't get a pump before a game.
The first thing you did was splash.
Should have did some push-ups on the other side before this.
Oh, and so local rugby, we're a local podcast. So quick news and notes of things that are happening. Awesome news out of Wayne State College.
Yeah.
Wayne State College has hired Joe Dow as their head coach of the men's and women's program. Phil, why is this important locally?
Oh, dude, yeah, he is such a solid person all around, though. I mean, he's a alumni as well. He's a fantastic player. He's just got a genuine love for the game. Like, he always hopped on and played with us or whoever, really, like, whoever needed people to like needed bodies. You know,
he graduated from Des Moines.
And he's from Des Moines. Yep.
He went to Wayne State College, to play rugby in college.
Yep.
He also, this is what's really cool, then he went on to play some high-level rugby as well, right? He went on, he played for the Chicago Rugby Club. He also played with the Kansas City Blues,
Yep.
where they had some Midwest Premiership semifinal match. He has helped coach Alliance Rugby, which is an all-star team, a select side team over the summer, helping the youth programs. So he's very involved. He was one of the first recipients of the West Des Moines Wombats High Performance Youth Rugby Scholarships.
Yep.
So love to see him over at Wayne State. And again, Des Moines East, Wayne State, going back home. Good to see. Also, staying in Nebraska, and for those of you that don't know, Wayne State College is in Nebraska, Wayne America, as they call it. The B-Side Boys, we will be live streaming. Breaking news.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, there's buttons here. This is cool. Breaking news. Drum roll. No.
No, no.
Yeah, there's buttons. Yeah, not you. We don't have to hit the table anymore. There's buttons.
Not used to this.
All right.
But no, we will be going to the University of Nebraska as they host the University of Northern Iowa Panthers in a non-conference D2 versus D1AA NCR matchup. B-Side Boys will have the coverage for you on September 5th. It's an off week for the Wombats, so heading on over to Nebraska. Really excited to see the Panthers in person, but also excited to see Nebraska, newest members of the newest conference, Great Plains Rugby, D1AA in NCR. Then, more stream announcements are going to come. Iowa High School Girls Sevens, we will be streaming that this season as well on Monday nights. More information to come because they're going to have their officers meeting. Admin's going to talk soon. We'll get that schedule out as soon as possible. We'll be there at every week and the state tournament. And then also, there's at least one more college match that will be streamed by the B-Side Boys, maybe two.
Ooh.
So I can't announce that yet because there might be another organization announcing this one. And it's going to be a big deal. It's pretty cool. A lot of friends involved there. USA Rugby announces their continued partnership with CRAA and having added funds and new positions in their program. We've touched on it briefly. It is kind of confusing a little bit. USA Rugby is the governing body for all of rugby in the United States, but then you have National Collegiate Rugby and you have CRAA. There's two governing bodies for college rugby. A lot of politics, a lot of drama. Jack Clark coaches the Cal Bears, one of the best programs in the United States, but they're in CRAA. He doesn't like the divide. The fact that we have all of our college programs, they're split into two. It hurts the pool. It hurts the things. He had a really good post. Read about it. It's interesting. This is a bigger topic that needs more time.
Yeah.
The CRAA NCR debate rages on again and again. Some good news, though. Over at North America Invitational Sevens, Rebel Rugby, they win the U18 boys division. 3 Iowa Selects boys were there. So from Bondurant, you had Gavin Vrew, you had Blake Guthrie, and then from Ankeny, you had Nolan Bennett. So 3 kids from Iowa play in this national invitational. They get the championship. Basically, it's a national championship. All these guys are going to play very high-level rugby. They're on the biggest stage out there in Utah. The Iowa Hawkettes, the girls team, was out in Utah as well. Our high school programs, they're doing awesome.
Yeah.
Last thing we have here for our local stuff. Phil, there was an Instagram account that maybe they're going to stir up some drama here with some local college programs.
Yeah, so was it The Rugby Culture, right? If I'm getting that right. Yeah, they've been going around and doing like a post for every state, like who has the best program essentially in that state for rugby. And I was really curious when they were going to come across Iowa because I saw a few of them prior. And like they brought up like Kansas and like Missouri and some other ones. And I'm like, and Nebraska. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to get into Iowa here. And obviously we have a lot of really good programs in Iowa.
Yeah.
Like I think, I mean, like not to be biased, there's a lot of very good rugby programs in Iowa.
Yeah. And for people who don't know, right, like you got for men's, Iowa State, UNI. And they're all competing at very high levels. You have a varsity program in Iowa Central who's won national titles.
Yes. Yeah.
Iowa State, you and I have competed in national titles. And Iowa's knocking on the door, but they have to get past Iowa State, who was in the national title.
Yep.
Like, no matter where you go for men's, you're competing for a chance at a national title every single year, no matter where you go.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to say I was surprised, but they ended up settling on Iowa State, which does make sense. They've been extremely consistent over the past couple, like honestly, probably almost the past decade.
Yeah, decade.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
Like pretty consistent. national runner-ups. I mean, they won sevens the one year.
A couple years ago,
You
yeah.
know.
And they were runner-up in 7s and 15s this year. Ant has his program in the CRAA consistently. They win, and formerly the Heart of America, now the Midwest. They win the Heart of America every single year. That puts them automatically in the Final Four. They win that match. They've been in the national title game, I think, the last 6 years in a row for 15s, and they've won the 7s. So, I mean, it's consistently there.
Yep.
But again, Iowa Central
Central's-
has won national titles.
And I mean, like, technically do have competed at a higher level when you look at it on paper.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've had some pretty well nationally recognized players as well. I mean, like, it's kind of I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
it's tough, but I mean, obviously Iowa State's a great program. I mean, like, and obviously too, being super biased with UNI, it's like, come on, we're also national runner-ups and competed at a high level. Like, come on.
Well, and this is great because I think this poses a really good podcast sports talk debate of who's the best. And we could say on paper, if they play head-to-head, who wins, or in their division, pound for pound, who's the best. And for people who have not heard Philly V talk and they don't know how he gives takes, you ride the middle.
I do.
I think
I do.
in 179 episodes, not once have you ever put your flag in the ground and said, I believe this. You're always like,
That's true.
I see both sides.
Yeah, I'm not that biased. Sometimes I'm biased.
When you are biased, you tell people like, yeah, I'm going to say UNI because we went to UNI. And
Yeah,
so,
obviously.
just so real quickly, for women's, UNI has been competing for the national title. Iowa's right behind them. Iowa State, they're in a rebuilding right now. Iowa Central, they're going to be in their first year of women's. I'm going to say everyone has to pick a team. Best women's team in the state right now, I'm going to say UNI.
I was going to also say UNI, but all right, whatever.
I'm gonna say Iowa. They're gonna be a dark horse to mess with.
So you think UNI or Iowa's going to beat UNI this year?
Yeah, I'm calling it right now.
Mark it. For the men's, who do you pick?
Like, out of all teams?
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
for
like-
Iowa. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean,
The state of
I'm
Iowa.
only currently Iowa State, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For sure, Iowa State.
Okay.
I'm going to UNI on that one. I think they're solid.
Being a couple of additions, they're gonna have like Rentheimer and Logan Lashbrook, like some of those dudes are good players.
I think they're gonna be. I mean, obviously we know Ant Frying can recruit. He's gonna get some boys too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good recruiter, But I think UNI they pulled some guys over the offseason. I think they might be one you can't look past.
And I haven't seen the schedule yet, but does UNI and Iowa State, do they play each other this year?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Okay. We'll have to double check on that because I know schedules are getting posted now. And with that, we're going to move to the next segment. I'm not going to pick one because I don't want to upset anybody.
Whatever.
Oh, no. But at the same time, I think every single team in the state of Iowa right now has a chance to compete for a national title, which is pretty special. And again, that's why this podcast exists. We want people to know that. Like, if you played football in high school, or a lot of guys we played with almost went the D3 route for football, they go play rugby at UNI, and then they go play high level. Like, there's opportunities there. We want people to know we have great things happening in the state. And so that leads us to our next segment here. We are going to talk to one of the founders and owners of Three Beards Media about how we came to be with Three Beards Media. So now we are going to welcome to the podcast Chris Shipley. Chris, thank you for joining us.
What's up, gentlemen?
Howdy.
Just having the time of my life in front of this camera. It's weird.
Well, I just got to say, if drinking Miller Lite gives you a body like that, I might switch beers.
Finally, somebody noticed.
No, so Chris, thank you for joining us, and thank you for having us on the Three Beards Media Network. You know, we felt like we hit this ceiling of we want to reach people in new areas. We see what Three Beards is doing. You guys have such a diverse group of shows. We met each other in person at the Billy and Willie's Workshop, the live podcast, when my guy Danny T was doing some stand-up. And it was just cool to see, all the things you guys are doing in the community. I talked to the boys, and it was one of those things where I'm like, I think we vibe with their vibe. So, Chris, can you tell us a little bit of who you are, who Three Beards Media is, and how it all came to be?
Yeah, so just like you guys, I thought that white, middle-aged voices were underserved on the internet, so I thought we should just start a whole podcast. No, in 2020, we did the same thing everybody else did. We started a podcast. It was me and my friend Tim Johnson. We were part of a previous group before called the Tailgate Society. And Tim was like, "Hey, I think you and I vibe on a lot of stuff. You know, you've raised your kids. I'm raising a young daughter. You know, we're both aligned. You know, sports wise, we're both Iowa State people. Let's have a podcast." So we decided to call it Old Man's Drink. That's the OG podcast of the Three Beards Media Network. And it was basically going to be just me and Tim just bitching about stuff all day long. And my wife was like, you know, there's enough of that on the internet. So we started talking about parenting and how we parent our kids and how my dad parented me, because my dad's a colorful character that a lot of people learned about over the years. And then that evolved into Tim was doing another podcast with a gentleman named Aaron Wall about beer. So we decided to just create Three Beards Media. And the main reason was we wanted to give back to the community. We're under no delusions that we're going to all retire rich doing this. Nobody does that in radio or media. But if we can produce some good content and give a space to people that are passionate about what they want to talk about, like B-side boys and rugby, or if it's pro wrestling with chair shots and chokeholds, or with Billy and Willie who love to just talk about comedy, we wanted to give those opportunities. And if we can do that and then give money back to the community, all the better.
Definitely. And you mentioned chair shots and chokeholds. You know, I haven't met them yet, but I saw on Twitter.
You're already on their list.
Yep, I'm making friends already. I sent out, you know, the graphic of like Hulk Hogan joining the NWO, and I'm like, "Bah, we did it!" And they put Chris Jericho gimmick infringement, and they're like, "We're the wrestling podcast. They don't get to use wrestling." I'm like, "Cool. We haven't even been a part of this network for 6 hours. I'm already making the wrestling podcast mad." But
that's
hey,
right.
I got my La Parka shirt on, so I'm a real wrestling fan.
There
if you know
go.
La Parka, you know.
The best segment is when Dallas Page dressed as La Parka to attack Randy Savage. I'm an old school guy, I know.
Oh yeah. Oh, what a great! He's great. But again, back to the rugby. I could talk about anything for hours. And again, that's what's so great about Three Beards. Like you said, so many voices, so many stories. And so, why rugby? I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where I know a lot of times I talk a lot to a lot of people about rugby, trying to bring them in, trying to teach it to people, or just trying to like, hey, just, you know, pay attention or see what it's about, you know. And a lot of people, I'll be honest, they don't give us the time of day because it's like, oh, I have to learn another thing. Yeah. I'll just stick with football. I'll stick with what I know. It's too much. And, you know, I brought it up to you, and I mean, it was a couple days later and we were already making some moves, right? Like I said, so most people, they're just like, oh, that's nice. You can just do it in your garage by yourself. You were like, no, let's see what happens. So why bring on a rugby podcast?
Well, it wasn't so much a rugby podcast as it is being diverse, right? That's the whole point of everybody has a passion. Everybody loves what they do. You know, I've told this story 1,000 times on different podcasts or whatever, but in 2017, I had cancer. I survived cancer. And I remember after about 2 years, my doctor pulled me aside afterwards, and he said, you know, I would have never told you this the first day that you walked into my office, but when you left, I told my nurse you had a 5% chance of living. So I live that to heart, right? Mm-hmm. So when other people have passionate things that they want to talk about and they're good people and I get a good vibe from them, I want to give them a platform. We have Julia, who owns a little boutique, and her show is all about promoting small women business and women's issues and things like that. Three Beards Media wants to be what everybody else is not, right? There's other podcast companies out there that are talking Iowa sports and talking Iowa State sports, football specifically and basketball, and we do that too. But we have a home and a place for everybody here. If you're good people and your message is good and you're passionate about it, we want to give you a platform.
Yeah, and I love that too. Seen on social media, there's a lot of chaos in Central Iowa because of, you know, the whole KXNO, iHeart, and people are looking for a landing place, right? And the cool thing I've seen you share out is there's a space for everybody. I think Three Beards shared a post where it was Bill and it was it Chris Hassel or not Hassel? Sorry,
no, it was Andrew Downs.
Andrew Downs and Ross Peterson. Yeah. Yep. The three of them were at Hinterland together. So three different people from three different things. Like, there's a space for everybody,
Right.
and everybody gets along, and everyone wants everyone to succeed, right? I mean, putting someone else's candle out doesn't make your flame brighter, right? So that's what's really cool is
100%.
Twitter trolls are very, they love to not have their face on there, but they love to say, like, it's like they want people to be pitted against each other, and you're like, no, like, there's room for everyone. If you like it, show up. If you don't, you can find something else, and, like, everyone has value. So, and that's something, too, I really appreciate when I've talked to you and the things I've seen. So, really, really cool stuff there. And you've said, too, there might be more things in the works for Three Beards Media as well.
We got some shit cooking. So
That's awesome. And so,
I'm already jealous of your guys' graphics. Like, you have a whole rundown on the side that you flip through. Like, I'm looking back and like, oh, I never thought of using that. That's super cool. So for as much as I'm giving you guys, I'm already writing down some notes over here.
Well, you can ask these guys. I'm kind of crazy.
I get it. Sam and Philly are just there for the good looks, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it
Well,
is.
that's why it looks like this, right? I mean, we're
Right. Yeah. No, I get it.
He sends us a whole breakdown before the podcast starts. He's like, "Did you read it?
No,
Not a chance."
no.
No,
Never.
yeah, Steve,
Never
there
do.
you go.
I have a life.
That's, yeah.
I did actually
Dave is
read
the
it.
same way outside the storm. He'll do a whole rundown and send it to Marcus Pfizer and Brent Curvey, and they get on and they're just, we didn't read any of that.
See, I'm not the only one.
that's because you can't read. No. But now moving into like the rugby world, because we do have rugby listeners, and so we really want, you know, the people who've been listening to B-Side Boys are rugby fans. You know, if you're an Iowa fan, if you're a Cyclone fan, go check out these other podcasts. You have great people who have been a part of Iowa football, Iowa State football, like the inside scoop that they've had. But now, to flip it on its head, we want to know what you know about rugby. So I hope you didn't do any research or anything like
I
that.
did not. My kid was like, Dad, aren't you going to read some stuff? I was like, nope, going in cold.
Might as well.
Nice. So these guys are also going in cold. They're going to make up some questions on the fly. So we just want to see what you know, or we're going to pose a question or a situation and see what you think of it. So for the very first thing that I want to ask, and so you can see Phil trying to think of questions
Yeah,
now.
okay.
So if I said
See the steam
that-
coming off his head.
if I'm playing rugby with Sam and Sam has committed a knock-on, what did he do?
I'm going to guess it's some kind of foul.
There is an infraction, but specifically, what do you think there's a specific thing that happened that he did?
A knock on.
A knock-on.
I'm going to guess some sort of an illegal tackle. Maybe he went too low or something like that.
A knock-on is where you either drop the ball forward. It's the ball has
Okay.
now moved forward. So the ball can only move backwards in rugby. So if I throw
Okay.
the ball to Sam and he goes to catch it and it bounces off his hands and it rolls forward, that is a knock-on. We're going to stop the play and we have to move into a scrum. So second question, what the hell's a scrum?
Okay, I think I might know this. The scrum is where the ball is on the ground and you have your guys lined up and the other guys lined up and you're kind of like wrapped around with your arms around, right? And you're like positioning, and then I'm guessing the referee will blow the whistle and then whoever gets the ball has possession and then runs.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll take
yeah,
that. That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
Yeah,
Yep,
there we go.
That's how we
I'm
restart
smart.
play.
I'm
That's
not
how
dumb
we
like
restart
what
play.
they say.
So it's 8-on-8. It's a contest for the ball. So the team that didn't commit the knock-on, their guy is going to roll the ball in with a slight advantage towards his team. The guy in the middle is going to try to get the ball with his foot back to his teammates. And then they're also trying to drive. And so here's their feet. They try to kick it backwards.
I
That's
got
the
you.
That's what I
position.
do.
That's what he plays. His number is 2. Number 2. Positions are numbered. So everyone who
Really?
plays
You don't
his
get to pick your
position-
own number.
Yeah, nope.
yeah.
And so
Oh.
if he's the guy in the middle of the scrum trying to get the ball backwards with his foot, what do you think his name is what is his position name? He's in the middle of the scrum and he needs to get the ball backwards with his foot. It is a very funny, maybe inappropriate term outside of the context.
I mean, back center seems awful obvious, but that's probably not it.
So rugby in the scrum, things are very literal.
Yeah, like extremely literal.
Phil is a hooker.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is the
All right.
official position name for number 2 because he hooks the ball back with his foot.
Okay.
Phil is our hooker for the Wombats.
Just on the field, not off the field.
I thought maybe it's because he had the best body.
We got to make money somehow for New Jersey.
And dance like one. I can tell you that.
Man's got to eat.
Man's got to eat. That's all right. The hooker. Got it. Okay.
So who's that hooker again? All right. Phil, Sam, you want to stump the Shipley? That's a new segment. Also, I'll say
stump the
too.
Shipley.
I will
Okay.
say too. On their Billy and Willie's podcast, their comedy one, they do a segment where they say a name of a person, and you have to guess whether it is a country music singer, a baseball player, or a porn star.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good, actually.
I'll tell you what. We get done. We'll play one name of it. I'll bring
Okay.
it.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see how well you guys do at this. Yeah, the pressure's on now. It's not so far.
Turn the tables. So Phil, you got one for him?
Yeah, no, so when we score in rugby, we call it a try instead of like a touchdown. You know, like in football, it's a touchdown. In rugby, it's a try. When you score, you touch the ball down in the try zone and you score points. Do you have a rough idea of how many points that's worth?
I think it's 4.
Pretty close.
3.
You go back up. 5, yes. Yeah, it's 5.
But after you score, and that's what's so funny too, right? A touchdown in football, you just cross the plane.
Yep.
In rugby, it's called a try, but you don't get the points until you touch the ball to the
down.
ground.
Yeah, it's weird.
If you are in the try zone, the end zone, and you get tackled and you don't touch the ball down, you don't get the points. You have to
So
touch
if
it
you land
down.
on your back and the ball's on you, and they can still, I assume, grab the ball out
Oh,
of your.
yeah.
Yep.
So
And then
once
the
you're
referee
down,
will
it's
make-
not over.
The referee will make this signal, and that means the ball was held up. They get
Okay.
a scrum at the 5-meter line, or maybe it's a 22 drop. I don't know. So there's still. I've been involved in rugby now, going on 18 years. I still don't know the
Yeah,
exact
it's
rules
like
of that.
it's got to have like downward motion, like pressure down onto the ball, because like you can't technically like reach out, but if you let go of the ball before you actually place it to the ground, it's considered that'd be a knock.
Yep.
You know,
That's
So,
a knock on. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's a knock.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Knock
pretty
off.
interesting.
And then you kick a conversion like in football. How many points is a conversion after a try? So you score the try, you get your 5. Now you kick for points.
3.
Close.
Is it 4? 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it still adds up. Like
I was
in
gonna go
football,
with
you
2,
know,
but
like-
then that's what I was wondering. But then I felt like
Yeah.
maybe that was a trick question. And
Yeah.
then
no.
Yeah, so like scores
okay.
are very similar to football, where it's like, oh, we won 21-12. I mean, granted, you don't see 12 too much in football, but like the scores are very comparable. So when you hear a rugby score, because people don't know how scoring is, it's very similar. So in rugby too, one of the principles of play is you're always moving forward. You can't kneel the ball. So like if you're just beating the shit out of a team, you can't really slow the game down. Like if they can't tackle you, you have to keep moving forward. So there are some games that will end. There was a time when we played for the Bremer County Bucks. We were playing against Cedar Rapids, the Headhunters. We won 162-0. Like
Yikes.
it just happened,
Those guys
right?
should probably change their name.
Well, part of the deal too, though, like when you score, you get the ball back.
Yes.
Like so in football, you kick
Oh,
it back
okay.
to the opposing team.
So it's
but
almost like
in,
like half-court basketball. Like you
Make it, take
you
it.
take
Yeah.
it. Yep. Okay.
yeah, in 15s, if you score, you receive the ball again. So realistically, you could go a whole half without giving up the ball at all.
Wow.
You know, that's how sometimes you see some of these scores get ran up so high because it's like opposing team can't stop them. You just keep kicking the ball back to them. It gets a little out of hand sometimes.
We've been in some of those games. I remember my first
few.
game ever being my first start ever was in Iowa Falls. We were at UNI. We were playing against Palmer Chiropractic College. They were bringing in foreign players. They were a men's team playing against the college team. And they had all these guys who were like just massive. And I'll never forget, they returned 3 kickoffs in a row. Like, we kick the ball off, we go to tackle, they just like 6'5", 240, just run right through us. They score, we kick it to them again, they do it again, and everyone's looking at each other like, I don't want to make that. Like, this sucks. Like, and they just keep going and going. And so, Sam,
Yeah.
what about you?
I mean, Phil took mine. Bastard. But no, I have one. So rugby's huge about safety, right? There's a lot of different penalties that you could get if you're not being safe. We like to say it could be just as safe, if not safer than football, because there's so many penalties to prevent you from doing anything too dangerous. So the borderline of how to tackle somebody is that you have to tackle below the waistline, below the belly button is kind of the legal way. Anything higher than that is a penalty. What do you get if you were to tackle somebody higher than your belly button? Like if I was to tackle Phil like right here by his neck and take him down to the ground, what do you think you would receive as a penalty?
I'm gonna guess maybe it's similar to hockey where you have like an X amount of minutes that you have to come off the field.
Yeah,
Close.
Yeah, if it's egregious enough, then you could get something.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mix of hockey and soccer where you will receive a yellow card or red card, and then you're out for, if it's a yellow, you're out for 10 minutes, or is it 20? Or 20 for certain?
It's 10.
It's 10. Okay. But yeah, 10, because I know they're messing with the 20-minute rule.
That's for a red card.
Yeah. Oh, red card. Okay, so yeah, if it's a yellow card, then it's 10 minutes, and if it's a red card, it's 20 minutes, and then you're out for the remainder of the game. So if you have a penalty that's egregious enough and the ref deems it's a yellow, then you sit in the sin bin for 10 minutes.
Okay.
If it's something,
I'm sorry. Did you just say the sin bin?
Yeah. The penalty. So the penalty.
No,
box.
I just find it funny because that's what I used to put my kids in when they were naughty in prep class. Is the sin bin. So
that's what it's called in rugby. Is the sin bin. And one of the funniest part is Sam's wearing a shirt for the Chicago Hounds. That's the professional team in Chicago. The Hounds, their sin bin, they made a human-sized dog house. So when you get sent to the penalty box, the sin bin, you have to sit in a doghouse in front of this whole stadium of people as a grown man in a doghouse for 10 minutes while your team plays down a man. And oh, it's great. So we could go all day. There's a billion different little things, and that's the point of this show too. We hope people learn some things from here. And before I get into some things that are coming up here, Chris, what is the porn star, baseball, or country music one you have for us?
Okay, here we go. Cole Harvey, porn star, country singer, baseball player.
Cole Harvey. Sounds baseball to me. I'm not a baseball guy, so I wouldn't really know.
Sounds too easy to be a country singer, but I'm also leaning towards country singer.
Any relation
to
to Steve Harvey?
Not that I'm aware of. No, they don't look alike. How about that?
Okay, I'd like to change my answer.
I don't know anything about country music. I do feel like I know a lot of weird baseball. I don't think he's baseball. And I haven't seen his name pop up in anything else I've ever seen. No.
I think if I had to play this game, and I'd be way too worried about guessing porn star and being right, and then somebody thinks I'm
You haven't watched your wheelhouse because they really don't care.
He's an expert.
They really don't
Porn
care.
expert Philly V.
That's right.
I'm gonna say baseball.
Cole Harvey's an American pornographic actor. He starred as I won't read the names of the titles on your show.
Oh yeah, that's a fun bit, and that's on Billy and Willie's
Workshop on Tuesday nights at 8:00. Yep.
Nice. Okay.
So you can check out more of that segment. And so yeah, Chris, with some things coming up, what are some other things that Three Beards Media does in the community? Live events. What are some like special events that you guys have put on? And we're going to have one with the B-Side Boys and the Wombats coming up here in October.
One of the things that we like to do is we do a lot of we try to do more live events at local businesses, right? We don't charge the local businesses for anything. We just ask that they help promote it. It's kind of like a self-promotion for them and a self-promotion for us, right? If they put that out on their social medias and things like that, and they get a crowd and we introduce our shows to them and we're able to bring a little bit of a crowd and bring them some business, that's all the better. Of course, Billy and Willie do have a live episode every fourth Saturday at Chuck's Restaurant. And we're actually, the next one is actually not going to be on a Saturday night. It's going to be Thursday, September 3rd. And we're going to have Tony Rock there, who is Chris Rock's brother.
Whoa.
A very large guest. He's a very funny comedian. Of course, he's, brothers with Chris Rock. So he can't be not funny. And we're working on a few charity endeavors. Of course, I'll announce here our No Pros Remodeling is our brand new sponsor with Three Beards Media, and they are now our community outreach partner. So not only are they going to advertise every episode of every podcast, but anytime we have a charity event, they're going to be involved. They'll be there. They'll meet the community, help give back, and things like that. So we're super excited about that. And we might have a couple new shows coming on in the next few months. There's some things that are keeping up, and then watch out for social media, because I think that iHeart guy is getting the shit kicked out of him. So.
Oh yeah, no, the boys, the high school guys that were there when we filmed that for this, they had a good time with that. They thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was great. And, you know, we're partnering up with Des Moines Whiskey Fest on a lot of things here coming up. Melissa over at Des Moines Whiskey Fest, it's brand new owners, brand new event. That's October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And Old Man Strength, the original OG podcast that I'm the host of, is going to be live there on Friday night at the Meridian Event Center. So we've got a lot of great things going on and a lot of great partnerships, and we're super excited to see what the rest of 2026 brings us in 2027.
Yeah, and then like I said, on October 10th at Single Speed. So on October 10th, that's a Saturday, in West Des Moines at the Hidden Valley Soccer Complex at 11 a.m., Northeast Iowa Barbarians are going to face the Lincoln Wolves in D4 rugby action on the Wombats home field. Then, following that, a doubleheader, the Wombats, who we play for, they will be taking on the Dubuque Riverboat Gamblers. There's some great names in rugby, by the way, too. You're going to love it.
There is.
Classic rivals. You got the Wombats. You've got the Riverboat Gamblers. Fierce rivals. And after we play that match, we head over to the Wombats home of they sponsor the Wombats. It's the official beer of the West Des Moines Wombats rugby team. We head over to Single Speed for what's called a rugby social. And this is like the best part of rugby. It's what got us involved. It's what keeps us going. So when rugby's over, you get together with the team that you just played against, and then you share beers, you share food. We are going to do a live episode of the B-Side Boys Rugby Podcast from the West Des Moines Wombats social, where you're going to have 4 rugby teams and then local people from Des Moines. It's going to be a party. We're going to show you what does a rugby social look like. It's not as crazy as some people think. No one's going to be running around naked if you've heard those kind of stories. We don't do that.
Oh, well, then I can't make it then.
We got kids, man. But it is family friendly. That's what's cool. Like, you can have some drinks. You can have a good time.
Well,
kids.
Northeast Iowa is going to be there, though.
I told you, they're going to be out of frame.
It's going to be weird.
They're going to be out of frame. If they're taking shots out of belly buttons, it's out of frame. But it'll be a good time. People will be having fun. You can see what a rugby social looks like. We'll be interviewing like the man of the match. We're going to interview probably some different. And you said, you know, we're going to be working on maybe trying to make this a charity event as well. Raise some money for maybe a local charity. Maybe do a raffle as well. So that's something too. The Wombats, you know, we're more than just a rugby club. We are a nonprofit 501c3. We are members of the community. We want to give back to the community. Both these guys coach for West Des Moines Valley, the high school rugby team. Neither of them get paid. I force them to coach, and they don't get paid. They do it for the love of the game and the love of the kids. So smile.
Awesome.
But no, it'll be a good time, and we're super excited to, you know, have the opportunity to show people what that looks like. And yeah, I guess, Chris,
that's going to be a fun time.
We're excited, and we're excited
for
you to see it firsthand. And what other ways can people, you know, find all the other shows of Three Beards Media? How can they get in contact with you, or just, you know, promote everything?
The best way to find us is to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Three Beards Media, and our Facebook page, Three Beards Media. You can follow us on Twitter at Three Beards Media. You can search all of the shows. If you go to spell it out, beardsmedia.com, and go to the website, you can get a list of all of our podcasts, and then the audios are all separated there. So, you know, if you're not a big Cyclone fan, but you want to subscribe to those Hawkeye podcasts, you can do that separately right through there, through all your podcast networks. And the biggest thing is to like, subscribe, and share, and just enjoy the content and rate. Give us a rating.
Definitely. Well, again, Chris, it was great to talk to you, and great for these guys to get to meet you. And we're excited for this new partnership. We're going to be blasting all this stuff out and trying to get all the boys to follow along. And I know we've got tons of Iowa State and Iowa grads who will love those shows. We got tons of guys who think they're funny, and they should probably listen to the comedy podcast, maybe learn something, a thing or two. But no, we appreciate the opportunity, man, and we're excited for these live opportunities and the just new things to come. So yeah, this is great.
It's going to be a great partnership, guys. Proud to have you on.
No, glad to be here. Well, again, thank you. And yeah, this is going to be really cool. Check out this next part. This is something new for us as well. We're going to turn it to a thank you from our sponsors. So thank you, Chris. And we're going to send it to our sponsors here.
Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. That's why choosing the right real estate team matters. The Jenny Farrell team with RE/MAX Concepts has been helping families across the Des Moines metro find the right home since 1998. Born and raised right here in the community, Jenny understands the neighborhoods, the market, and what truly makes a house feel like home. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading your space, or preparing to sell, the Jenny Farrell team provides expert guidance every step of the way, from market analysis and listings to negotiations and closing. Their consultative approach means you'll feel confident, informed, and supported throughout the entire process. Jenny Farrell Team, RE/MAX Concepts. Call or text 515-779-7500. Visit jenniferfarrell.remax.com. Experience you can trust. Results you can move into.
In the heart of Des Moines, one name stands above the rest. Step inside, where tradition still matters. Warm, familiar, unmistakably Iowa, where every guest is welcomed like family. Service that's personal and never rushed. Fresh starts made daily. Iowa beef, hand-seasoned. Guided by fire, built on flavor. Served with pride. A bar as bold as the menu. Featuring the old-fashioned we're known for. A place that stays with you long after the night ends. Iowa Beef Steakhouse, 1201 East Euclid Avenue, Des Moines. Steak done right.
What happens when Iowa grain meets world-class craftsmanship? At Revelton Distilling Company, every bottle begins right here in the heartland. From locally sourced Iowa corn and rye to the final pour, our grain-to-glass process ensures exceptional quality in every sip. Whether you're enjoying our award-winning mulberry gin, smooth honey whiskey, or rich whiskey and cream liqueur, you're tasting the best of Iowa in every bottle. And now, Revelton can ship directly to 48 states across the country. Visit ReveltonDistillery.com and have Iowa's finest delivered right to your door.
At Three Beards Media, giving back to our community has always been at the heart of what we do. That's why we're proud to welcome No Pros Remodeling as our official community outreach partner. Thinking about transforming your home? From stunning kitchen renovations, all while still being able to use your kitchen, to gorgeous bathroom remodels that take a fraction of the time, No Pros delivers craftsmanship you'll love. Best of all, they can help you save up to 75% compared to the other guys. When you're ready to transform your home into your dream home, call No Pros Remodeling at 515-679-6509 or visit www.nopros.com. No Pros Remodeling, creating stunning home transformations while helping Three Beards Media make a difference in our communities.
All right, what do you think about that, fellas?
Yeah, this is big league stuff.
Definitely big league,
fancy.
Big league stuff.
I feel like I have to get my pinkies up drinking this Miller Lite.
No, man, this is super fun and like it's just crazy. I do think it's funny. Like you're sitting to my right.
Yeah.
I need to flip the cameras around because I feel like every time I'm looking at you, people are probably like, "Why is he looking that way?" I'm like looking at you guys.
I know. I need to
this
turn
way.
my head this way. Yeah.
But then if I switch it here,
That's better,
Now,
actually.
this is better. Hey, we're learning again, but no, Chris is the man, and
Yeah, he's cool.
Follow the shows, man. That's the thing. I think if you've ever talked to me and you've listened to this for more than 3 seconds, you know, like, I don't know, it's no bull sugar for me. I'm pretty passionate. I'm pretty there's words you could use, but I mean it when I say it.
Oh, do we have to cut back on the language now?
No, we can say fuck.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you can. Yeah,
Oh,
it's our
yeah.
show. So that's the thing too. Everything's the same except for we have more support and our stuff is going to get shared by more accounts and hopefully more people see it. And again, that was the big reason when I talked to him, I was just like, man, a lot of the things he's doing and saying is things that I believe in, and I feel like we could be exposed to new people and we care. We're going to show up, we're going to do stuff. And again, I'm already like doing other things where like I ran into his other podcast multiple ways. So
Yeah.
you guys should go to the comedy stuff too. They do a live podcast at Billy and Willie's workshop where you're at Chuck's, onion rings. Also, they're the like home style, very thin,
Oh, yeah.
fried, amazing. My guy Danny T, I work with him. not going to say where, I don't want to expose it. His daughter, when she introduced him, his last name's not T. His daughter introduced him. She said his real last name, not his stage name.
Wow.
That was funny.
Nice.
He made fun of her pretty bad. But no. No, I'm just super excited about this because hopefully new people see stuff. But yeah, glad to be here.
Very
and
cool.
Sam, you mentioned the doghouse.
Oof.
How did you get in there?
I just snuck onto the field and committed a red card, and I was done for.
Yeah.
No, I mean they let you on the field afterwards, and so Tracy was like, you've been in here in a time or two, so take a picture.
So what happens though when you have more than one player who commits an infraction and has a yellow or red?
You know what happens. You
Do
sit
they
on
gotta
his
get
lap.
sit further in? To the
Yeah,
dog.
literally, they have to sit, and they're just like, I'm in here too. Oh, I will say though, I will have to put you in the sin bin. Because Adam Falk, our referee friend, right? It's the sternum. I think you said belly button.
Did it say belly
Sternum.
Oops.
Sternum.
Yeah,
It's all right.
He's gonna be mad at me.
First camera
Yeah.
podcast jitters.
Yeah,
That's what it was. And also, too, I put you on the spot, except for the part it was in the rundown. We were going to ask Chris questions that you could prep for, but again, you guys don't read the rundown.
I looked at it right before we started.
I know. But if Sam would have showed up at the same time as
But you know-
you
yeah, I
wouldn't
know.
have looked at
But
it.
I know, but like that's by far the most prep I've ever done, to be honest.
Now, we're big time now.
Yeah,
I will say,
exactly.
too, Adam Falk, he did call us out on social media. He said, we're sellouts. And I said, we didn't sell out, we bought in.
Oh,
That's what
I
Seth,
see.
That's
I
what
see how it is, Adam.
Seth Rollins would say. So now we're going to get to the next segment here. What the Ruck?
Yeah. What is it? Is it about Alona Mar? I saw that in the rundown.
Yeah, but sorry, it took me a while. Because check this out.
What the ruck? Now it's time for the boys to take something from the world of rugby that might be confusing and break it down for you. This segment is brought to you by Tri-Line Photo. You made an incredible rugby play. She caught it. Starting at $2 a photo, follow on social media to get professional photos at your next rugby event.
What the Ruck, brought to you by Tri-Line Photo. Yeah, this segment here, as we hope to have a wider audience and as we hope to have some newer people exposed to rugby, this is a segment where we want to break down maybe something that's confusing or something you may have seen in rugby you don't understand, and we can kind of break it down for you. But this one here, I just wanted to talk about Alona Mar.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have put this in Chris's part too, because I wonder if he's heard of Alona Mar.
He's had to have. I mean, he's all over social media, and like Dancing with the Stars was like the big one too. Like she gained even more traction from that, which is really cool.
Yeah, so
I was like, I've never watched Dancing with the Stars until she was on it.
and so there we have a photo of Alona from Dancing with the Stars.
She did well. She got like
Yeah.
third place.
I think second place.
second
Yeah,
place.
she made it to the
Yeah,
finals.
she
And I
did
thought
well.
she was gonna win
Win,
it. She
yeah.
did really well. And I think something too that's really cool about her. And here she is playing for Team USA. She is the number one attraction when it comes to rugby in the United States right now. She has done an amazing thing. If you saw the episode, the last episode when I was talking to Darian Lovelace, she was talking about the Alona Mar effect. Life University is trying to capture the Alona Mar effect. And if you follow Life University Women's Rugby, that's a college that is one of the best programs in the country, if not the best. They've been doing on their social media more of these like short film videos. It almost reminds me of what's the show with Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Right? It's more you're learning who the people are. And it's really cool cinematography, and you're seeing the camera right in there in the drills. You're hearing from the players. You're learning who these people are. They are people playing rugby. It's not just rugby and these are the people. And so what Darian was saying was she got hired as like their business, I forget the exact title, but she's trying to make it more marketable. She's trying to make it more visible, especially as the World Cup is coming up. And they're trying to say like, okay, Alona Mar, how did she take over? And one thing Alona Mar did really well was she had an Instagram reel account, Instagram with Instagram reels, and then she had a TikTok account where it really blew up, where she plays a very physical sport that people attribute to men. And she wears bright red lipstick, and she's talked about how like it keeps her femininity. Like she's a girl. She wants to wear lipstick, but she also wants to play rugby. She wants to do both. She's good at both, right? Like she is who she is, and she plays the sport. And I think a lot of people got behind it. And I know, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
I have a daughter. she says things that I want my daughter to hear as she grows up.
Oh, yeah.
Because coming from me, it's like, you're my dad, you like sports, blah, 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 it's rah, rah. You don't know what it feels like to be a girl growing up playing sports.
She talks a lot about like body positivity all the time. And almost every video she brings it up. So just making girls feel comfortable in their body, especially as rugby players, you know,
100%.
big and burly, you want to make sure you're comfortable in, you know, in your body.
She's been very open and honest about her struggles with that, right? And I think that's something too where people, they saw who she was, they see her as a person, and then they want to watch her play rugby, and then she kicks ass.
I say, but and she's also a phenomenal rugby player too.
Yep.
And she's also hilarious. Like, so dude, some of her videos are like so funny.
The clips of her and her sisters, the House of Mar, oh my gosh, hilarious. Because they'll be talking about TV shows, they're talking about movies, they're talking about their dating life, they're talking about just all the stuff. And it's hilarious to like see the behind the scenes. So there was an article that came out, and it was such a misleading title because it was like, read why Alona Mar walked away from rugby. And I'm like, what? She didn't quit full time. So Alona blew up. She's everywhere. And everyone's like, I want to watch Alona play. She plays for the USA Olympic team that gets a bronze medal. Best finish in U.S. history for sevens, men's or women's. And she's a part of it. She's the face of it. And then she goes to play for the Bristol Bears, a 15s team, right? And then she's on Dancing with the Stars. But she hasn't been involved in rugby for almost a year now. And so people are like, what's going on? And then this clickbait article pops up. Is she coming back? Did we lose her forever? Well, you read the article, and she took time off because there was all these opportunities. Dancing with the Stars, modeling, television, podcasting. She's really good friends with Jason Kelsey's wife, right? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her first name. I don't watch that podcast at all. But they talk about just stuff. But yeah, Alona says she's excited to put her jersey and her cleats back on. She's going to come back and play with the USA Women's Sevens program again. Her goal is to get to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. She hasn't said when her comeback date is, but Alona Mar will be back. Don't worry if you're like, the only clips of her I see is on a podcast. It's all good. She's going to play rugby. She's ready. And I think, too, even us as very dedicated, highly skilled D3 men's club rugby players, we need breaks. And the pressure is nowhere near what she has. I practice once a week.
I know.
I can't imagine what she does. Like, she needs time to walk away, recharge, come back. I guarantee she'll be better than ever. So my question to you, Phil, is like, do you think her stepping away will be beneficial for her and for like the growth of popularity of rugby? Like, do you think she's going to come back re-energized with some new ideas, bringing in new fans? Do you think that she's taken too much time off and we've lost the spark, and when she comes back, will people still have that interest?
I think they will, though, for sure. I mean, and obviously, yeah, definitely good for her. I mean, for rugby as a whole, I guess that could be debatable, but I mean, also too, it could be one of those things where it's like, you know, like, could it get like, I don't want to say like old, but like, you know, maybe it'll like, you really get people jazzed up because she's back kind of thing, instead of like always being there. Like, I don't know. It could be something like that.
Well, not to like, again, steal the thunder of the chair shots and chokeholds, but pro wrestling, you have someone who's the champion for a very long time. People kind of get burned out a little bit of people, even when they're successful and they're nice and they're good people, they go away. They take a break. They recharge. The audience kind of forgets about them a little bit, but then they get reminded of all the good times. And they get really excited for the return. I really hope USA Rugby, and this is the nerd in me, but I also think this is the best business strategy. I think they need to promote the return of Alona Mar as if it's the return of a pro wrestler. They need vignettes. They need short little video clips to hype it up. They need to sell it like an attraction that it is, and get the Dancing with the Stars people, like, I don't know, film a short video of her, like, dropping dance shoes or, like, I don't know, ballroom dress or whatever, and, like, picking up her cleats, but, like, she's walking into a shadow or something. Like, make it very short and ominous. But then, I don't know, man. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that. Sure.
If she just shows up on a roster one day and, like, hey, she's back. That's where USA Rugby's failed over and over and over.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you just see, like, hey, here's the roster for this Saturday's match on Rugby Pass at 6 a.m. Oh, Alona's at number 4.
Yeah. Oh. No, I know what you mean.
Oh, okay. That's not exciting. Sam, what about you? What do you think with Alona? I mean, do you think I don't think people are getting burnt out of her at all. I think it was good for her.
I think it's good for her. I think it's good for the sport though to see her come back and play. I mean, it's one of those things like comparing her to like a LeBron of basketball. It's like you're always gonna love basketball even though LeBron stops playing, but also it's enjoyable because you get to still watch him play and get to idolize him and get to almost, if you're a student of the game, you get to watch how they do things to become as good as them. So I think it is good for the sport of rugby for her to come back and play, and to a lot of these like girls that are playing in like these high school stages, that they can see her game and model their game after her, and then kind of use that, as be even bigger of a role model than what she is now. So I think it's good for the sport for her to come back, but also she's untouchable. She can do whatever she wants, and we'll also love her for it.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants. I mean, she's already taken the sport to a new level.
Yeah.
She's exposed it to new fans, and she's awesome. And I mean, I know we always jokingly say like, man, if we could get her on the podcast, oh my God,
that'd be really cool.
We could be like, podcast is over. We did it. We're done. That's the final level, the final boss,
Holy
because
grail.
she's the biggest of the biggest. So my final question is, who's going to be that star for the men? How do they make that?
Charlie Abel, if you hear this, you're gonna be a star for the
Hey, how about
Nady Berge.
All right, clip this, and I'm gonna. Do you want to send it in his DM?
Blocked.
It's hard. I'm already blocked, dude.
Blocked and reported. If Nady Berge and Charlie Abel come on the pod, like hell will freeze over, internet will crash.
They just replaced me and Nichols.
can't believe
though.
we had-
They're on here full time.
I was gonna say, I can't believe Nichols hasn't got his good friend Nady Berge on. It's crazy.
Our new international correspondent, Nady Berge. Oh, Phil, what do you think? Like, how does USA Rugby, like, Alona did it, but, like, how do we get... And again, this is how I was talking to you about this. There is an Instagram and Facebook account called Bottom of the Ruck, and they share some really cool grassroots rugby
Their
stuff.
stuff's cool, yeah.
And I interact sometimes on Instagram with different accounts, and they saw we announced that we're with Three Beards Media, and they were like, hey, congrats, that's awesome. And we started talking about, when we put things out on social media, and Bottom of the Ruck shares all these ideas of, like, how do you recruit? How do you get people to stay with your club? How do you raise money? How do you make the socials better? How do you make the environment better? But we're preaching to the choir. When you look at the analytics, it's going to people who already care.
Already care and already agree with you.
I mean, it's like every single practice. This happened last Wednesday. I mean, I'll say it because it's no secret. Every practice, from whether it's West Des Moines Wombats, when I was at Bremer County, when we were at Bremer County, we used to drive up there from Des Moines, and it took 2.5 hours, and there was 4 guys in our car, and we'd get out in Waverly, and there was 9 people at practice, and we're like, oof. The same speech happens at my middle school I work at every single time. Guys, we need more people here. If we want to be good, we got to have people at practice. We got to do this. You're preaching to the guys who are already there.
Yeah, that is the hard part. Yeah, because it's just like, literally every practice it's like that. It's just like, it's like you gotta get here. You gotta get to practice. It's like, it's like maybe we just need to like talk to some other people about getting to practice. You know?
Well, and that's the point right here. That's the part we're at, where it's like, if you're listening to this, you're here. You're invested. You're involved in rugby. So my question is, put it in the chat.
Yeah, and if you play for the Wombats, get your fucking ass to practice.
No, I was gonna say we're not a live show. We requested that. I'm pretty sure every single show on Three Beards Media, they go live.
That'd be bad.
We requested not to go live. Also, when we record is Tuesday night. It's the same time that Billy and Willie go live. So I was like, we can't have 2 shows live at the same time. So we're going to pull like a Pardon My Take, how they do it, where they record the night before. Just double check, make sure all the editing's good. And then we're going to release the episode. So it'll show up on Facebook live 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning.
Oh, wow.
He's going to play this episode. So if you're listening now, there's going to be a little red circle on Facebook. This video will play live, but we just can't respond in the chat. But I'm a crazy person. I'll go back and I'll read the chat.
You will.
So the question is, or the thought is, if you have an idea, how do we go out and get new people into rugby? That's the billion-dollar question. That's how we wake up the sleeping giant of the United States. We're going to talk to Eric Nichols here about World Rugby, and everybody has said for 30 years, if the USA can figure out how to get their athletes, and we're not even saying your top level, I'm not saying, I don't know, name a top football player. I can't even think of one right now.
A top football player?
Yeah.
Like some.
Professional? Jameer?
I was going to say Adrian Peterson, and I'm like,
He's kind of retired. Yeah, he still would run circles around
and like,
people though.
Caleb Williams, he's my guy, but I'm not putting him in a rugby field. So if Luther Burden III came out for rugby, dude's going to be the greatest of all time, obviously. But all kidding aside, I mean, I'm not even looking for the 5-star football athletes. I'm looking for guys who just play a really high level of football who don't go pro. If they came over and played rugby, we've seen success from those guys, right? Small college guys come over to rugby, they do well. So, I don't know. The world is afraid of the United States, of the potential of if we get those athletes into rugby. So, how do we do it? Age-old question. If
Money.
you have ideas.
Money.
Yeah. And so, our thought was, we're going to join this podcast network and hopefully new people see it. But yeah, with that being said, I think we should head over and talk to Eric Nichols. So, what I need you guys to do is to leave. I'm going to change my shirt. I'm also going to be very tired. My voice is going to change during this. This is also going to be great. Yeah, let's talk to Eric Nichols. What do you say?
No.
Sure.
That guy stinks.
Yeah, idiot.
Boo this man.
Oh, wait. Okay. Clip that. Cut that. Say that again.
What?
Say what you said.
Boo this man.
All right, and now, Eric Nichols. All right, and now we are to our second interview of the show. Eric Nichols, our international correspondent, one of the hosts of the B-Side Boys Rugby podcast. Eric, thank you for hopping in.
Yeah, no big deal, man.
Sorry, there's new buttons. I have to play with them. No, and it's definitely B-Side Boys fashion. This is episode 179 for the podcast, but episode number 1 on Three Beards Media, and it is very on brand for us to do something new, do something big, and none of us can get together at the same time for the very first episode. But yeah, we're part of the Three Beards Media Production Network. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited, putting in the grind for the brand. It is 6:24 on Saturday morning, the morning of my daughter's 7th birthday party, but got to pull out the stops and get it done. But looking forward to partnering with Three Beards Media, doing something different with the pod, try to get a broader audience and bring some more people into what we do.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why we started the pod. And we talked about earlier in the episode is, you know, we want to reach more people. We want to introduce it to new people. World Cup is coming up. It's a great sport, a great community, and we want to bring people in. We don't want to gatekeep. We want to show people how it's a good time. It's a lot of fun. And you're one of the people on the show that really kind of bridges that gap of not knowing rugby and seeing some of the games. But before we get into a big series that's coming up and explaining what that is, you know, for the people who might not know, and maybe for people who've watched and listened to the pod who don't really know your story, real quickly, how did you get into rugby and what is your role in the rugby world currently?
Yeah, so I went to Valley High School. I graduated in '07, and in 2005, I was approached to play rugby. At the time, high school rugby in Iowa was much different than it is now. We played 15s, and I think there's 6 or 7 teams around the state, but every 15s team was, oh Lord,
sorry,
every 15s team was affiliated with a men's club, not with the school. And I was actually approached by superstar referee Adam Falk's younger brother, Jason Falk, who's a year older than me. He was a big rugby guy. He actually played for the Naval Academy. But he asked me if I wanted to play, and I said, sure, why not? I went to Valley, which was a kind of a powerhouse football team in the state at that time, and I was a pretty decent athlete, but everyone in front of me was Division I caliber, so I didn't get to see a ton of playing time on Friday nights. And rugby originally was just an avenue that was pretty obscure where I could showcase my talent, and I really enjoyed the sport because I thought that on top of physical attributes, it was a sport that I could learn and really let my knowledge kind of propel me through the ranks more, which I always really liked. I ended up going to UNI because they had the best rugby team in the state, which is probably not the greatest reason to pick your college institution of a club team that offers you no money, actually costs you a lot of money. But I played at UNI for 4.5 years, then stayed in the Cedar Valley, played for the Bremer County Bucks for another 5 or 6 maybe, and being 5'7" and 165 pounds, accrued a lot of injuries over the years and eventually blew my knee out and quit playing. During that time, I coached the Cedar Falls high school team for a year or two, which was a fun experience. And then, yeah, just really been kind of a fan from afar. I became a certified referee when I was at UNI. And then about probably right around the time you guys started the pod, when the last World Cup cycle started,
Mhm.
and they ended up, they started broadcasting all the games on Peacock. Became really interested and really kind of a nerd of the international game and just really watching as much as I could. From high school, I was always a fan of the All Blacks. You know, you'd get the World Rugby Shop catalog in the mail back then, and I remember
physical copy.
I sent a check in the mail to World Rugby Shop and got this DVD called The Decade of the All Blacks, and I watched it like 400 times. And so
A DV who?
yeah,
You've said so many words that have aged us out. And it arrived
really
by
is.
horse and buggy.
It really is. It was a different time, but that kind of led me to be a big All Blacks fan. And then over the last 4 years, I've really become a nerd. It takes up my algorithm. It's more than Eagles football, Nebraska. You know, it's just every kind of little video snippet article I can consume. And then, yeah, you had me on the pod and we were talking about it. And I said, well, I could come in and talk some World Cup stuff for just an episode. And then it became kind of a featured thing. And now I am your inappropriately titled international correspondent.
Well, and it's funny too, because it was like a little bit of like a joke, but it is like you are our expert for international rugby because so many people don't know about international rugby, and you'll be watching matches or talking about matches that are happening at 3 a.m, or you'll watch replays. And even though I feel like I'm pretty immersed in like the local scene, I don't keep up with international things as much as you do. So whenever I had a question, I was always asking you behind the scenes, like, hey, can you explain this to me? And I'm like, and we've said this jokingly so many times, we should just record our phone calls and play them in the podcast because they're so informative. And I'm like, yeah, people want to hear what you're saying because the episodes you came on were doing some of the best, like, listening numbers. And it's like, yeah, other people want to learn about this too. And also, you're fun to hang out with. So it's like, hey, come in my garage and let's drink beers and talk rugby. And it's a lot of fun. And I think another thing you said too, you know, we are fans of football, pro football, college football. We enjoy other sports. And it's kind of cool to like bring in those other sports fans to be like, yeah, we love football. Like if you see the other half of my garage, it's all Chicago Bears stuff, Iowa Hawkeyes stuff. You know, there's other crossover things there. You started as a football player with Valley and saw an opportunity for more chances on the rugby field. You know, that's what I think is great about the sport, pulling new people in, is that you don't just have to be like, I'm done with everything, now I'm a rugby person. But I do appreciate your love for the international game because it is very fun to follow. There are some unique opportunities, unique games, unique tournaments. You're wearing a USA Eagles. That's our national team. And with the World Cup coming up and, you know, sevens in the Olympics, there's a lot that I think people that don't know about rugby and even people in the rugby community, you know, where does USA stand when it comes to the world rankings? We'll get into that, you know, over the course of all these episodes as we're leading up to the World Cup. But the big reason why I brought you on as well, there's a really cool event that takes place between New Zealand and South Africa that's really unique to the sport of rugby. So New Zealand, their national team, they come over to South Africa and they do a little tour. Do you want to talk about what that is and why it's cool and why it kind of makes rugby a unique sport?
Yeah, so touring is one of these things, again, probably not qualified to talk about this, but certainly more qualified than you are, so
yeah,
I'll wear that cap. Yep. But touring has kind of been a tradition in rugby. You see it a lot at local levels with like old boys will do like a tour. Well, they'll get a bunch of old boys from local area clubs that'll go to like Ireland and play a bunch of other old boys. You know, that's kind of where you see it the most often. And the biggest, most notable example is the Lions tour, where you have the British and Irish Lions who go on a tour every 4 years, and they either play in South Africa, Australia, or New Zealand. So New Zealand is currently, the All Blacks are currently in South Africa for a 8 test. I think it's 8 total test tour. So it's been rebranded as the greatest rivalry, and this is the first year of it.
Not arrogant at all.
Yeah,
But they are the top 2 of the top 3 programs in the world.
yeah. They're currently 1 and 2. South Africa is 1, and New Zealand is 2. And I don't think anyone, even a big New Zealand fan like myself, would argue with that rankings. It's the first time that New Zealand has toured South Africa in 30 years. So it's kind of a cool thing. New Zealand, typically, as probably a lot of you guys know, for a match, you have a 23 person roster. And so when you go on these touring sides, they're going to play a total of 8 matches over like a month and a half. It's from August 7th to September 12th. And in that, they'll play the URC, or the South African Pro Rugby teams. So they'll play 4 games against those teams, and then they'll
URC, that's the United Rugby Championship. So that's like the NFL of South Africa, Ireland,
Wales,
and Scotland.
Thank you.
Yep. So that they make so in the world, there's multiple professional leagues. The New Zealand people, they're coming over to South Africa. They're going to play these pro teams in South Africa, little exhibition matches, but they're playing with a lot of pride.
Yeah, and so you have the 4. They call them midweek games. So they, I think technically they aren't test matches or cap. I think they're caps, but not test matches. These are like these words that everyone throws around, because the test match is I believe is a nation versus a nation.
Okay.
You have like New Zealand versus the Stormers, or New Zealand versus the Sharks, New Zealand versus the Bulls, New Zealand versus the Lions. Those are pro teams, but not South Africa. Yeah. So one of the
and again, in terms of other sports, that would be like if the Chicago Cubs went over and played, if the Japan national baseball team from the World Baseball Classic came over to the United States and they were like, we're going to play the clubs, or we're going to play the Cubs, the White Sox, the Twins, the Royals, the Yankees, and Boston.
Yep.
As a national team, that's what this is like. New Zealand national team against professional South African clubs. Tour the country. It lets South African fans see their pro teams play New Zealand's national teams. But why does New Zealand do this? And why do the South African professional clubs do this when they're on contract for a professional team? Well, what's the purpose of this?
Because it's fucking cool. I don't know. Yeah. it's just like, it's like an event. It eventizes itself. It shows like the brotherhood, camaraderie of rugby. I can only imagine how cool it would be to be on the 44-man roster for New Zealand, and you get to spend a month and a half or 2 months in another culture, you know, understanding and learning, you know, just different things around the world. I guess it's just over a month, but
New Zealand there's World Cup is coming up, tinkering with the roster to see who's going to make, you know, that final 28-man roster for the World Cup. Do they use it for that as well, or maybe testing people in new positions? Any storylines there looking forward to?
Well, that's what's one of the interesting things if you become a real nerd. So over this last North American tour, I think Rassie Rasmus, the coach of South Africa, has used like over the last, you know, I don't know the exact numbers, but say over the last 4 games, he's played like 60 different people or something, which is like way more than anyone else. And they've won all their games. So South Africa is in this place where they have like unprecedented depth. And I think it's worth mentioning, and I don't know if this is the right time, but you know, you talk to people and they're like, oh, rugby, isn't that like really big in Australia or whatever? So I think as far as I know, rugby is only the biggest sport in 2 countries, and it's New Zealand and South Africa. And I think South Africa has a lot more people, and I think rugby in general, it seems to be more cultish in South Africa. Like it's a real sense of their identity, which just kind of plays into all this. So South Africa is going into this New Zealand tour with a huge player pool of guys that have represented South Africa in the last calendar year, where New Zealand on a they have a brand new coaching system. Dave Rennie, their new coach, and actually all their coaches except for their forwards coach are all new. So in their North American tour, the last 3 games, they played a very small amount of people. My daughter's here. Sorry. You can sit right there. I'm just going to talk, okay? So I lost my train of thought. There she is. Say hi, Nora. Okay.
Hello.
B-Side Boys Productions. So anyway, New Zealand is basically like, we need to get the best players and we need to get synergy and cohesion and work on these partnerships, these combinations,
Yep.
and like kind of beat this into the ground, where South Africa is like, let's get as many people as we can time in the saddle. So that's gonna really help South Africa going to the World Cup, because South Africa's they have like 11 out of the 15. You never know who their 15 starters are, but say 11 guys that are used a lot are over the age of 30. So this World Cup cycle is like, the $1 million question: is this a time to bring new people in, or do you try to squeeze the last bit of life out of your aging stars? Where New Zealand is kind of like, we're just trying. I say we. They are just trying to iron out their best combination, which locks work better, all that kind of stuff. So that's where I get really interested in it. And you're watching these. And then when you create a squad, so with all that being said, when New Zealand creates a squad, they can't just bring 23 guys to play 8 games across another continent. And because they have to play midweek games and test matches. So a lot of these guys, they added. So I think they had a 33-man roster for the North American tour, and then they added 10 more guys, or 34. So I think they have 44 guys going to South Africa. And so a lot of these guys, I think the way the coaching staff is set up, they're probably told, you're most likely not going to play against South Africa. You're there to represent New Zealand in these midweek matches, which, I think playing for your country, there's always something. It always means something, but it's not a test.
Gotcha. Well, and I was going to say too, I think you do get to say we only because you watched the DVD of New Zealand All Blacks back in high school. You get to stake that claim. You're not one of these people who just like hopped on the bandwagon because like first thing you learned, you've been following it for 20 plus years. And yeah, it just seems really cool. These midweek matches though, are we able to watch them from the United States? Because if you want to get into rugby, this is the best rugby in the world. You got the number 1 and number 2 countries. You have some of the top pro clubs from South Africa. I'm a big Sharks fan because they had the beast, Tendai Matarawara. He was awesome to watch, and I watched his YouTube clips when I was trying to learn how to play prop, and I'm like, he's the man. Who's he play for? The Sharks. They had a fun logo, and then I played with them in a video game, and that's how they became my favorite team, and I kind of lean more towards the South African national team. It's funny because like Sam, Gimli, they kind of lean more towards Irish rugby because of the Irish in their blood. And then you got New Zealand from how you were raised in rugby. I was trying to learn how to play prop. It led me to South Africa. It's funny how we all kind of have these secondary, like those are the national teams we watch because USA Rugby is a tier 2 nation. And that's a whole nother can of worms we'll get into another day. But if you want to watch top level rugby, you want to watch New Zealand play, you want to see these pro teams, how can we watch these matches? And we will have a segment later in the show where we tell you all sorts of matches. You can see it right here, what to watch. That's actually going to come up next, where we tell you all the matches that are coming up and how to watch it. So how do we watch these matches specifically?
I believe they will all be on the Rugby Pass app. I can't stress enough. It's awesome. They play like the North American tour. They played all the games live, and then they had replays pretty quickly. When Peacock did it, Peacock was great, but it's a paid subscription. Rugby Pass is free, and it took a couple days for the replays to come up. New Zealand right now they're playing their NPC, which is their National Provincial
non-playable characters.
Yeah, but it'd be like you got the All Blacks, then Super League, and then it's one tier below them. But those games I was watching live, there's just a ton of rugby you can watch on Rugby Pass. The platform, it works really well. It's smooth. So get Rugby Pass. I think that's where it is. The New Zealand South Africa tour starts August 7th with the All Blacks playing the Stormers. Then they play the 7th, the 11th, 15th, 22nd, 25th, 29th, September 5th, and 12th. One thing that I do want to add, which is just odd, is that so they play 3 tests in South Africa. And like that, typically that's what you'd want is a 3-test series, an odd number series, so there can be a clear winner and loser. But then a week later, they go to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland to play the 4th one, which is cool, but it just doesn't make a ton of sense. And
the reason they're doing that is it's just to feed the USA Rugby.
Right.
World
Yeah.
Rugby has an initiative. And again, when we get into, I'm sure the next time we talk, the next episode, we should really focus on like, who is USA Rugby? Where do they fit in the world? And World Rugby is trying to infuse money, infuse eyeballs. The World Cup is coming to the United States in 2031 for rugby. And we need more fans. We need more people getting into it. So how do you do that? Go to a massive football stadium, bring two of the top countries in the world. Because people in America who like rugby are more likely to buy a ticket to watch New Zealand, South Africa, Ireland than they are the United States right now. It's sad, but it's something that we can work on. Interesting stuff. And yeah, I see too. We talked about this. The Sharks, August 11th on a Tuesday, they play against New Zealand. We should get together and watch that. Probably won't happen. That's like the due date of child number 3 if they don't come early. So I'll probably watch the replay of that one.
It'll also probably be at like some ungodly hour, 2 in the morning.
And you got work in the morning.
Yeah, but for the test matches, I might pull an all-nighter because those are going to be
August 22nd, the
fun.
Springboks and All Blacks. That'll be awesome. So, yeah, man. Well, thank you for stepping on. Again, this is Eric Nichols, our international correspondent. You'll usually see him in studio, but again, life happens. And yeah, man, thanks for joining in the morning. And yeah, any last words to the people as they get to know B-Side Boys on the Three Beards Media Network?
Yeah, just excited to partner with new people, get new audiences out there. Just go out, watch rugby, go to local games, play if you can. If you can't, support, buy the T-shirts. And if you're playing or you're just a fan, this Rugby Pass app is great. You can watch, and even YouTube, whatever, however you want to consume it. But as a player, you'll only get better watching the pros do it and just seeing, it'll be more apparent why people are. You'll get the gist of the game more, why people are doing it, what's this, what's good. You can ride your scooter around the garage, whatever you want to do. But use Rugby. I want everyone to use the Rugby Pass app because it's great, and I don't want it to go away.
And again, you don't see the Rugby Pass logo on the bottom. We are not sponsored by them. It's just such a good product that there's just so many matches. They do a great job. It is free. So, Nichols, thank you, man. We'll get you in here soon, and we'll keep on going. If people have questions about rugby in the international game, what's your personal phone number that you can share?
911-1199.
All right, man. Well, hey, have a good one. Enjoy the birthday party, and we'll see you soon, brother.
All right, love you, buddy. See you guys.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
And we are back, learning the button still. That was Eric Nichols.
Yeah.
Coming back from break. I accidentally kept us on mute there. Yeah, cool stuff there. New Zealand touring South Africa, right? That would be so cool. Like, you got the national team. They go over to South Africa. They play all these pro clubs, and then they cap it off. Talking with Nichols in there, that'd be kind of cool if you guys came over and, we got the TV right about behind you guys. If we did a little watch party or a watch along, we could live stream, like, I don't know, it's what like Barstool and other people do. It's like a big thing.
You got that big ass TV in your basement, though. What the hell?
That's where my family's allowed. You think I'm gonna let you in the house?
Oh yeah, that's why we had to go through the garage.
Yeah, I'm not
Sorry, my mistake.
I'm not gonna let my kids see you. You're a bad influence on them.
Kids love me.
Yeah, when Murphy saw you last time after you left, she bit me. No, I'm kidding.
That's actually believable.
She saw you and she became feral. She started doing push-ups. Oh, man. Oh, actually, I do have something real with Murphy and with you.
Oh.
I owe you a tape measure.
Oh, shit. I forgot I left that here. Where'd it go?
It's in the trash right now.
Oh, she threw it in the trash?
Nope.
Oh.
She was measuring herself.
Oh.
And other things.
Oh.
And then she measured how long the entire thing was.
Oh, no.
So long that she pulled the entire thing out and she bent it and she broke it. She literally pulled out every single foot and inch.
Nice.
Until the end. And then she goes, Daddy, can you get it in? Can you fix it? And I'm like, yeah, you just hit the green button. And she's like, I'm like, oh God. And I went to hit the button. Didn't work.
Yeah. You could have probably just like not said anything. I wouldn't have even remembered I left it here.
Oh no, I made that whole story up for it's a bit.
Oh. Where's my tape then? Can I get it back?
Yeah, trash day's on Friday, so it's still in there. All right, cut that part. That part sucked. That segment sucked. No, Nichols. Shut up. Nichols, he's a nice guy. You know.
Nichols?
Oh, for new people, Phil and Nichols have a heated rivalry.
Yeah, because he's a union cuck.
But like, what if you join a union someday? Would you like erase all? Like, would you flip flop? Would you change your mind? Like, or is that out of the question? Are you open to it? Or
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just I don't know. Do we have to?
It's part of the bit. God, jeez.
It's a bit.
It's a bit.
Philly V is a character, not a real person. No. So
I also saw Nichols might be switching over to Ireland. You see that picture I sent?
So we talked about it in the interview, right? It is interesting how like each one of us have like a national team we root for other than USA because, again, we will do a deep dive on like where does USA rank in the world? Why do they rank there in the world? But all of us kind of have our own national team. Gimli and Sam love Ireland. I am a South African fan because of the Beast. Nichols is a New Zealand fan because of a DVD he ordered in high school. No, that part of the interview where he's like listing off all these things, and it's like, brother, yeah, 2004 was a long time ago. Like, it's crazy. And then Phil, do you have a national team? You're just,
Ireland.
You are too?
Yeah, Irish.
You're just along for the ride. I don't know.
The fuck, dude.
I can't remember.
You don't ever pay attention to me.
You're a prop just to look good, like, you know.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think we should probably do a watch party.
Yeah.
You guys come over, we drink beers and watch that because, again, number 1 versus number 2. It'll be heated. It'll be fun. And that leads us into the next part here, what to watch. So as we have new people coming in, you know, we want to make it really easy because people are like, oh, I like rugby, but it's so hard to find matches, right? So August 5th through the 8th is going to be Rugby America's North Men's U19 Championship. So that's the CRAA men's U19 team. They're representing the United States against like Mexico, Bermuda, and the Cayman Islands and Jamaica. They're going to play in Mexico. It's on Rugby Pass TV. Rugby Pass TV is free, so download that. Nichols, he did a whole pitch on it. You're going to hear a lot of Rugby Pass TV. They do an awesome job, and it's free. We're not sponsored by them. It's just we believe in the product.
We should be.
Oh, yeah.
If you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
You could throw up a QR code for them, like right here.
Yeah. Where?
I don't know. It's gonna take some time to get used to that.
And again, I'm looking at you.
I know.
Like.
Yeah, you just gotta flip it.
Sorry. And if you're listening to this on audio, none of this makes sense because yeah. But thanks for watching on YouTube if you are, or Facebook or whatever. Friday, August 7th is the first match of the All Blacks tour. The All Blacks will face the Stormers in 15th. That's on Rugby Pass. August 8th and 9th in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. The senior side USA Club Sevens National Championship, that's going to be on Next Level Rugby's YouTube page. So the Sevens National Championship for men and women senior side, you have some of the top club programs in the nation. You know, there's people on those clubs that have played for the Eagles, that are aspiring to be a part of the Eagles. You're going to see some of the best talent, and they're going to be up at the Madison United Rugby Complex. That facility is beautiful. I also saw Great American Rugby and Ryan Ginty from Next Level Rugby. They're going to be down behind the Tri-Zone. They're going to be interviewing people on the field. It's going to be an awesome production.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping I can do some commentary for him too. I don't know. I haven't gotten the email yet. We'll see. We'll check it out. Then on August 8th, this upcoming Saturday, again, that's when Club Rugby is going on too. Huge day for rugby. Brazil 15 against the USA Women Falcons. That's going to be in 1 p.m. They're playing in Sao Paulo. And it's in this Falcons 2-game developmental tour. Still looking for the broadcast on that. Women's Elite Rugby Championship. That's the Professional Women's Rugby League. 8 p.m. It's going to be on the Women's Sport Network. You can get the Women's Sport Network on like Tubi or I think Pluto. Like if you have a smart TV, it's on one of those free apps. Just search for the Women's Sports Network. 8 p.m. this Saturday, August 8th. Women's Elite Rugby. That is the championship. Check it out. Going to be awesome. Then you also have Japan versus Wallabies on Rugby Pass, Argentina versus South Africa on Rugby Pass, Fiji women against South Africa women on Rugby Pass, you have all sorts of international. Just go to Rugby Pass.
Go to Rugby Pass.
On the 8th. It's going to be crazy. Tuesday, August 11th, the All Blacks are going to face the Sharks. My pro team that I like to play on video games because the Beast used to be on their team. They have a fun logo too. Wednesday, August 12th. That's on Rugby Pass as well. Wednesday, August 12th, Brazil 15s against the USA Women's Falcons. Looking for a stream on that. Thursday, the 13th, Black Ferns against the Black Ferns 15s. That'll be a fun match. That's the women's New Zealand teams. So people trying to fight for spots, that'll be on their YouTube channel. Saturday, August 15th, the Bulls, that's a professional team from South Africa. They're going to play the All Blacks on Rugby Pass. And then August 15th, the USA Men's Eagles will play against the Argentina team in 15s at 6:30 on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
August 15th, watch our Eagles play against Argentina. Argentina is a very tough squad. They will be probably
it'll be a good test match. See where we're at.
Argentina will probably be favored by 3 tries. But
Never know.
we went 3-0 so far in the Nations Championship. Things are looking good, but Argentina, they are kind of a class above us, but it'll be a good test for the boys. Then on August 22nd, that's when the Springboks of South Africa will face the All Blacks on Rugby Pass. So August 22nd, that's the day that we go up to Dubuque and play. So maybe when we get home, we can do a little watch party there as well. Any of those matches stick out to you guys that you really want to make sure you watch?
USA Argentina would be a really fun one. New Zealand and Sharks would be a really fun one to watch as well.
I think the Stormers one. I think that one would be a fun one as well.
Oh yeah, and again,
they're topping the URC, so
yeah, seeing like those it's so interesting. You know, like again, if the Japan World Baseball Classic team came over and they played the Cubs, the White Sox, the Yankees, it'd be fascinating, right?
Yeah.
So get out, watch those, and again, this weekend, Next Level Rugby's YouTube channel, watch the senior side USA Club Sevens National Championships. It's going to be fantastic. So make sure you check that out. Lastly, if you want to get involved in rugby, how can you get involved? Well, on Saturday, August 8th, you can go to Des Moines Rugby. USA Rugby is going to have that level 1 coach course. You want to become a coach? You want to coach high school, girls or boys? Go to this course. We've all done it. It's a great course. You learn about the principles of play. You learn how to keep kids safe. We need more teams. What's the number one barrier from getting new teams in high school rugby? Lack of qualified coaches.
Yes, qualified.
That's, yeah. There's people who are willing to coach, but are you Safe Sports certified? Are you USA Rugby certified? Safety, Sam, like you said, that is priority. And then, what else do we need to be able to have a rugby match? You need referees. Mason City, River City Rugby is hosting the Level 100 or the Level 1 referee course. So, August 16th, that's coming up quick. We need referees.
Yeah.
You can never have too many referees. River City, they always take the intra-city sevens. They get interest. They get a bunch of referees. We don't have a lot of people. They take the course, but they don't go out and ref. I'll be honest. I took the course. I did a few high school girls matches 10 years ago. Never done it since. I don't have the skin for it. I'm not a referee.
Yeah,
I do a lot of
definitely
things
not for
in
everybody. That's for sure.
Yeah. Have you done the course?
No, I was supposed to, but I didn't. So.
And I don't think, and I'll be honest, I don't think it's a role for you.
No, it's not. I don't. Yeah, I know how some of the guys are in the men's league. I'm assuming high school would be like way better and different.
Well, the coaches yell at you.
Yeah, the coaches. Some of the coaches.
You hear from the coaches, but
Parents yell at you, right?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, never mind.
Actually, sometimes, they're along for the ride. I hear mostly from the coaches when I ref, more than the parents, because they're just there to watch rugby. You know, sometimes when you have football parents, they know football.
Yeah.
Some parents, some do, some don't. So they just be like, "Cool, that was a good play." So like sometimes you don't really hear from the parents as much as what like you normally would other sports.
Here's the best. Here's the best thing you hear from a parent, someone in the crowd, because we've done a lot of live streams. And you hear a parent, "What was that?" And then I think to myself, I'm like,
learn the rules.
I'm like, they really don't know what that is.
No,
it's not like that was a bad call. It's like they legitimately don't know what the call was.
True.
Like they don't know, and so I feel like we're not selling the referee thing. It's more of like, no, you get berated, you get beat. No, we do have some really good referees.
We do have
Feels
some
hair
very
on
good
your
refs,
chest,
yeah.
toughens your skin.
And it is very rewarding, and there are really cool opportunities, like seeing guys. We were just talking during the interview part. We were talking to each other. Andrew Ridgway, right? He's had some opportunities to referee the national championship for CRAA sevens.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
Adam's gone to do some really cool stuff too.
MLR
and,
stuff.
Eddie has done some like
national championship for NCR.
NCR, yep. So it's like
Well,
it's pretty cool.
I think it's so cool, especially if you're like, let's say if you're done playing and you don't want to play anymore. That is one way that you could still be on the field and have the action right in front of you, and you get to call it like So I think it's so much fun. It's a thrill. Like that's why I love it. I encourage people to do it. If it's for you, definitely do it. It's so much fun because then you can be on the field, we're right in the action, but then you don't have to do all the extra stuff like get tackled or get hit or anything.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great way to stay involved, and and if you don't have time to coach, because coaching that takes 5 days a week, right?
Oh, yeah.
Refereeing, it's 1 day a week,
and you get paid for it, unlike coaching. So
one of the very few people who get paid for rugby in the state currently are referees. So fantastic point there.
Nice little check at the end of the year for me, and that's my beer money.
We always need more referees. So now we are to the final whistle, the end of the show. With this being, our first episode on Three Beards Media Network, again, thank you for joining us. If you watched us, it's awesome. We got the Wombat Den here. That's awesome. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you. 179 episodes in. We've got at least 179 more after this.
What are we going to do for number 200?
Great question. That is something I want to do, a big blowout. We should do a live show.
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
I don't. Maybe.
The only reason I say live is because, I just don't want to go back and edit. But I feel like we need to throw, some sort of party, right? Or, we need to get some guys and girls.
Get our number one guest back.
Who's that?
Jeremy Newman.
Jeremy Newman, the number one show, and our most common guest, Casey Hansen, right?
Yeah.
But we're still, what would that be? 21 episodes away.
Yeah, that's a ways out.
So we should start planning, and that could be next summer. Maybe we're gonna start doing episodes every other week because we got guys who've got kids.
I'm a father of one.
Yeah. I might have a baby any day now.
Yeah,
a third one. We're having our third baby any day, and so who knows, right? So we're gonna go every other week. We still play for the Wombats. Life's busy. And
streaming for girls. That's gonna be taking up some time too.
That'll be fun. Yeah,
that will be cool though. I'm excited for that.
So my question to you guys as we wrap up here, what are you looking forward to most, either with the fall rugby season or the partnership with Three Beards Media?
Rugby wise, just fall 15s is my favorite. I mean spring rugby's fun. Social rugby's really fun, but competitive fall season is. It's a little bit different, and it's just really fun to hang out with your buddies every weekend and do some smash mouth rugby for 80 minutes and then hang out afterwards. I look forward to that. No matter how we do, how well we do or don't do, I don't really care. It's just fun.
And there's just a smell in the air. There's just a feel. You can't explain it.
Yes.
You show up to practice, you show up to game day, and you're just this is where I'm supposed to be. Everything just goes away, and it's nice. And also too, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I'm biased. I think the Wombats we're set up to have a fun fall.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think the Three Beards media stuff though, I think will be really cool, just being exposed to other podcasts, that are also fairly local, and then some of the events that are going on, like this Whiskey Fest deal.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a thing. And now I'm actually really excited to
cool.
go to that.
When they do live events for other things, it'd be cool if we had a presence there.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'd like to get involved in that.
Yeah. Well, I know I was talking to Andrew Allen, our treasurer for the Wombats, and he's like, "Oh, Revelton's one of the sponsors," and
I love Revelton.
And he perked up. He's like, "Let me know when there's stuff with that because I am interested." And it's boom, already making those connections. And I've got some ideas for again, Iowa Hawkeyes. Former football players, Iowa Cyclone former football players. I want to talk to Marcus Benton. He was a walk-on football player for Iowa State. Big Dick Benson. Have him on the podcast and talk about that transition from football to rugby.
The broken thumbs and ankles and stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the fun stuff. And one of those things, too, it'd be so cool if we got some people who are gosh, I just loved my time with football. I wish it could have continued. And then we go, come play rugby. You can do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is also a recruiting goal as well. But Sam, what about you? What are you looking forward to for fall rugby, and then also the Three Beards Media partnership?
Yeah, no, I mean for the partnership, it's awesome. Even meeting Chris right there for the first time, that is the coolest thing. Having to make a little highlight video of our little heart video. That's so cool. Doing those little things. it's super fun. So it's honestly an honor that we were able to join their program and to meet them and to meet all the connections here in the future that we can talk to, and a bunch of good guys. So I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good group to be a part of. And then for fall, just getting back into rugby. I miss it. I feel like being gone away from it since springtime, and even then, you're right. The air's different compared from spring rugby to fall rugby.
Yep.
So it's like you have this passion for it, where that this is for this is for it all. It's competitive during fall. Everybody's playing for a championship. So there's a lot more on the line. And like what you said, you have all this bullshit at work that you're dealing with all week, and you can just let
kids won't listen.
Yeah, kids won't listen. Throw them through the wall. But like you have all that built up all week, and then right as you step on the pitch, it all goes away, and then you just hit another dude for 80 minutes and let out all your anger, and that's so much fun. So I'm just excited to get
pause. No,
I'm just excited to get back at it. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
No matter who we play, it's gonna be a fun match regardless.
Oh yeah, no, love it, and it feels like too like. At Wombats practice last week, I felt like, as we were running through some of those drills, Phil, we were on defense on that one drill where we had the pot of 3, and then they went to the next pot of 3.
Yeah, that got old really quick for me.
and I was sliding over on defense.
Yeah.
And I felt like guys, like our pad handle's broken, so we didn't use a pad. You actually made a tackle and got cleared off in the ruck, 20 times in a row. And then I slid over, and then I made a tackle and got cleared off. Dude, people were popping. Like, hits are harder.
Fucking Randy hit me pretty hard. I was like, God damn, dude. He's like, how old is Randy now? He was like 44 when he played with us in 2022.
So he'd be like...
He's like getting close to 50, dude. He still fucking hits.
No, dude, he's probably one of the fittest guys out there.
That too,
When we were doing the drills, like, people are running harder. They're popping a little bit harder. Like, guys are ready to go.
Wow.
And so we're ready to go, whether it's live streaming, podcasting, or playing rugby. Get involved. And reach out to us. Interact with us. Please follow us on all the socials. That really is what drives these things forward. And again, too, if you have someone you want to hear from, if you have someone whose story needs to be shared, we want to share those stories. Yeah. Let us know. Some of our best interviews are when someone's like, hey, you should reach out to this guy. Hey, you should talk to her. And then we bring them on. We want to learn and hear from people's stories. And also, if someone has a cool story, we want to promote it. We want it to be heard.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know, I talk too much. We need other people to talk. We need other voices. And with that being said, how you feeling?
Good, you.
Good, you. Good, you.
Good, you.
Good, you.
Good, you.
Fresh legs.
It feels weird doing this in front of the
That
camera.
looks really weird in front of a camera. All right, now I gotta see what button to hit. Okay.
Turn it off.
And then we got this. All right, love you. Bye.